Hey, welcome to the show. Luke and Lewis, episode 81. We are at it. It's all happening. Quarantined, but still Ovaltine. That was the only thing I think of that rhymed.
What?
That's the only thing that I could think. I said quarantine, but also Ovaltine. That's the only thing I could think of.
What's Ovaltine?
It's like Milo that your grandma gave you that she thought was as good as Milo, but it's
That's
not.
kitchen.
I've never heard of that.
Comedy.
That was I know
about.
Sustagen and then Nesquik, but that's all the chocolate milks that I'm aware of.
Man,
only
Nesquik
about three
was
kinds.
My shit.
I was
Every
a Milo
day.
man.
I still am not around Milo, which might be un-Australian of me. I was all about
no,
that Nesquik.
I think Milo. Oh, actually, I don't want to cop a lot of heat, but this is probably going to get it. I think Milo's pretty overrated. I think that's why you need so much of it.
Yeah,
because it's actually weak. The recommended amount of Milo is so weak, it just became a meme, or not even a meme, a way of life to put triple the amount in to get the actual dosage of what you require as a 12-year-old Australian boy.
Yeah, I was never around Milo. My brother loved it, but he would just, put so much of it in there that it stopped being a drink and it was more like wet sand.
Yeah. I always see like people go, this is how you drink Milo, and it's like they just fill it up, and it's like you're having sludge at this point. It's not a beverage.
That could be a relatable video, maybe, where you get a little bit of Milo and you get the big tin and you put a little bit of Milo in a cup and then you pour the milk in the tin. I've never seen that before.
Ruben's probably taking notes, you know? So I had a very... obviously, I've hit rock bottom a few times. You know, staying up late. Not as much as Keelan. I haven't shaved half my chest yet for a laugh, but I have had a few lows. But the other night,
Excuse me, how dare you disrespect Keelan? It was for a laugh and a root.
That's true. But I actually hit a new high the other night. I watched the animated film that I've been meaning to watch for a while called Turbo about fast snails.
Oh, I remember that.
And
I
the
saw
joke,
the ads for that, and I was like, nah.
Nah, if you don't see, Lewis, I don't think you've understood the joke there. The joke is snails are actually quite slow animals. And what they've done there in the film, if they've gone, what if, like crazy, let's just like, obviously it's animated, so it's not real, but what if the snail was indeed an athlete and turned into a car? And then it races in like a NASCAR race. Or no, Formula One.
But wouldn't that be really slow because they're snails? They're boring?
No, because that's look, there's a few problems. You know what's funny? When it's so annoying when you watch a movie with someone and they have problems with some areas but not others. Like the main part of the film was this snail gets stuck in an engine and he gets shot full of nitrous oxide and he quite literally turns into a car that can keep up with Formula One cars. Like he turns into the fastest snail that's going like 200 miles an hour type snail. So Meg accepted that part of the film. Like, Meg, nitrous oxide. Meg. And then later on in the film, there's other things that are happening where she's like, other plot holes where she's like, oh, that's bullshit. A snail would never say that. I'm like, Meg, that is not the biggest problem with the film. There is a snail that's going 200 miles an hour here, and she has no problem with that. But she's like, oh, the way this guy drove the taco truck is completely unrealistic. It would flip.
So she's fine with a really fast snail, and she's also fine with a snail that can speak at all, but she's has a problem with what the snail is saying.
Yeah, just stuff like that. I'll just be watching movies and you're like, how is that the main issue that you have with the film? I think that's such a girlfriend thing is like, they'll just pick apart a film but in the wrong areas.
My girlfriend does that, but with jokes where I'll explain, I've had to stop. Like years ago, I learned I can't tell my girlfriend the idea I have for a joke until she sees it because it just destroys my confidence every time. Because
I had that happen to me the other day, and I was thinking of ditching the bit because she's like, she goes, I just don't think that could ever be funny.
That's the worst thing that you could ever say, ever, to someone whose passion is comedy is not even like, oh, I don't see where you're going with that, but just say, that could never be funny.
Yeah.
No matter what you do to that thought, you don't have the ability to make that funny.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I don't know if this premise... No, I think the premise was a little confusing. I read some article, and I don't know how much truth there is to it, but I read something that's saying maybe it was like a corpse. I think it was like the human body when it's dead, a deceased person is worth like $4.50 or something. Like that's the street value of a corpse or something. And I think I was writing...
In what context?
I that's what I was unsure of. It was pretty unclear. It just said like a deceased body, but then it doesn't really make sense because organs are worth thousands.
Live organs, though. Maybe.
Dead organs? Because can't you donate them when you die? Your organs?
Yeah, but not for profit.
Right. Okay. So, well, anyway, but I thought there'd be some... I just was surprised that it was that low. Like, you're this person, you have a whole life, and then the bit was kind of like... And the bit was kind of like... Even though Brad Pitt's famous now, as soon as he dies, that dude is worth $4.50 and now his family's rich.
There's something there.
I think that was like, look, I hadn't fleshed it out that much, but I feel like it was quite an interesting fact, if true.
There's something there.
But like, I think I just need, I need
yet. That's what they should say. Look, it's not funny yet, but there's something there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, Jazz does, she goes, oh, that doesn't make sense. I said, yeah, I know that it doesn't make sense. It's a joke. And she goes, yeah, but that would never happen in real life. I'm like, yeah, but then that's why that's funny. So
that's what my brother does. He points out like plot holes in jokes. He's like, right, but that person would never respond like that. And I was like, does that make it less funny? And he goes, well, yeah, to me.
So your brother's idea and my girlfriend's idea of a comedy show is, all right, hey guys, welcome to the show. So today I got out of bed and I had breakfast.
Yeah.
And it was Wheat Bix. And everyone goes, oh, that definitely happened. Good
stuff.
Stuff.
It's like, that's very plausible. Love that. Like the only redeeming factor about a joke is like if it's plausible and possibly could happen to him.
Jazz has come in the room and given me a look. You do that though, don't you?
That's so funny. Lewis is getting...
Jazz says it's not her fault she wants things to be logical. That's called autism, baby.
Oh, man, I'm so glad I'm not there. I do not want to get involved in your fucking domestic live on the show.
No, it's all good. She said she's high functioning, which I agree with.
Yeah. So how's your isolation, man? I'm watching films about snails racing.
Mine's... I think I've been coping the best out of the team. You know, I haven't shaved anything. I've been engaging with my hobbies. I'm doing okay. I'm not like killing it, but this morning has not been a good morning. Because Jazz and I were comfortable in the new house now, so we're like, we decided, on Sunday, let's Uber Eats for breakfast. We've never Uber Eats in this place. Let's find out what we can get, right? Dude, Frankston Uber Eats, and I don't know if it's because everything's closed and this is the only shit that's left, but I ate probably the most Keelan meal I've ever had in my life. Wow. And Keelan, you're going to love this, but my body hates it.
I bet it wasn't even a meal. It was just like a combination of assorted confectionery that shouldn't go together.
Hey, Luke, you fucking nailed it. That is exactly what I had for breakfast. This is how I started my day. The rest of the week, I think, is a write-off because of how I started my Sunday. I had for breakfast, I had eggs Benedict, right? And a hash brown and bacon and cheese and avocado inside a croissant.
That's not that bad.
I think I'm gonna die, Luke.
It's too much. It's like it's way too many things to be in a croissant.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem I have with it. It's a jam-packed croissant.
Oh yeah, French people would be disgusted with me.
I think if you've got more than 2 to 3 things in your croissant, that's too much. Like really, I'm so simple that obviously I just have butter and jam. I'm not an animal.
That's all you need. The croissant does most of the work. That's good by itself, pretty much.
Yeah, the pastry does the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And it must be, you know what, I think that shows a real lack of confidence in your pastry work if you have to fill it with that much other shit.
Dude, I essentially just had like a disgusting
avocado.
burger inside a croissant.
Oh, what? As in, what do you mean eggs Benedict? Like scrambled eggs?
No, like poached eggs with
Oh,
hollandaise
eggs
sauce.
Benedict is poached. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have eggs. That's why I don't know these things.
Yeah.
I don't like egg.
You know when
Egg-
you eat something and you like chew it properly and then you eat the whole thing, but then when it's in your stomach, it feels like you never chewed it. You just had the whole thing and it's just sitting
Yeah.
there as one piece. I
Yep.
feel like that currently. It was 2 hours ago.
Yeah, look, I think Keelan's body must be used to inhaling shit like that, and like that non-chewed feeling is just like a constant. It's pretty fascinating. Last night I was doing like a Zoom chat in my Patreon, and Keelan came in, and we got a live Keelan's Mealans, and which was pretty exciting for everyone involved.
Well,
but,
now I'm not happy with that because that segment is the property of Luke and Lewis, and for Luke Kidgel Enterprises to be monetizing that is disgusting practices, and I want 50%.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm happy to ban it as well because, Keelan, I just wanted to say that. What did you review again?
I reviewed a Kit Kat honeycomb block.
Yeah, all I found out. Yeah, he was having a whole block. Did you end up finishing the block?
No, I've still got half of it if you want me to do a second live
No,
version.
that's all right.
That's all right. It's all you missed was he rated it a 4.5 out of 10. Actually, that's what you rated everything. Yeah, everyone was asking Keelan like, "Oh, what do you rate this? What do you rate this?" And he just kept saying 4.5. Like someone was like, "What do you rate Agent Cody Banks 2?" And he just goes 4.5. Then like, "What do you rate the honeycomb?" He goes 4.5. Do you have an opinion on anything? You're like me. Like you're so indifferent.
Here's a below average opinion on everything.
You have to agree with me that Agent Cody Banks #2 is particularly boring. And honeycomb.
I mean, yeah,
Kit
Luke,
Kat
what do you
is
want?
bad.
It's not a 10, is it? It's not a
No,
fucking
but
10 out of 10.
even just like, I don't know, I just thought it was too much of a coincidence that you rated Honeycomb, Kit Kat, and Agent Cody Banks 2 the exact same rating within a minute of each other. It's almost like you were so uncreative, you could not think of another score
No,
to
you're
give
just
something.
asking me very average, boring food.
I wasn't asking
I'm with
it.
Keelan on this. I think all of those are a 4.5. They're not terrible. They're not great. They're just, a 4.5.
Yeah, okay.
Very average.
You know what? Actually, speaking of movies, you know what I thought was really weird? Jazz and I, we watched Inglourious Bastards last night.
Very
with Quentin.
violent film.
Oh, such a good movie. Incredible. I loved it. But you know what's really weird about that film? Have you all seen it?
Yeah,
Why
but
the
not
fuck
for years.
Why the fuck is Mike Myers in it at all?
He's in it?
See, this is what I asked that question because I also didn't realize that it was him until the second viewing. You know that scene, and this is not spoilers, watch it. That scene where the English spy goes to talk to Winston Churchill and the other guy has a really weird face. That's Mike Myers.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, they've done a really good job of hiding the fact that it's Mike Myers. But is that just like Tarantino being a fan of his work and wanting him in the film, or
Maybe. I don't know. I just thought it was, because I was watching it and I was like, this guy does, firstly, his face looks strange. Like they did a good job, but you can tell when it's not someone's face, especially when no one else in the film is wearing prosthetics at all. It's just such a weird choice to be like, oh, I love Mike Myers, I want him in my film, but I hate his head.
Yeah, that's what the Shrek director probably did as well. Just going, oh, we'll just get him to voice an ogre.
Well, that's fine because, no one's face is in that film, just their voices.
Yeah, well, no, that's is an interesting tidbit. That's it. That's
Thanks, man. Keelan,
Yeah, well,
what would you
thanks
rate that tidbit?
I'd give that like a 7 because that's interesting. I didn't realize that Mike Myers is in the movie, and I like Mike Myers, so that was a good one.
Yeah.
Man, that
Thanks,
was...
mate.
It was definitely like better than Agent Cody Banks 2, but I don't know if it was a 7. I think it was like a 6.5, maybe a 6.
No, that's some good trivia I can pull up next time I'm watching the movie. Hey, that's Mike Myers.
Yeah.
True. Actually,
Very
and
niche
I would
audience.
say if you dismiss that, maybe I did dismiss you bring that to the show too much, a little too early, because I probably will bring up that next time.
That's
I watch
what I
the film
think.
with
It's
someone.
like I think that little tidbit on the show is a 7.5, right? Like if it was without you having the ability to tell whoever you're watching the film, that would be a 5.5. But
You're
now
right.
in fact, you know what I want to
It's
see,
a party
guys,
fact.
in quarantine. I want to see, right? Send us your video of you watching Inglourious Bastards. When you get to that scene, just turn to your mate, film it,
Just
and
lean
say,
over.
Hey, did you know that's Mike Myers? And just see them go, really?
Yeah, but don't be like it's weird about it. Just wait until he's been on the screen for a couple of seconds, and
it's a very
maybe
long scene. So you've got like 5 minutes or so. So do it a minute in.
It's almost cooler to wait a minute because it's like
Yeah.
you've been sitting on this knowledge for a while, but you don't even care enough to share it. It's
Yeah.
like it's such a flex. You know what? That is a great party fact. And I think maybe even if you have a Twitter that focuses on movie trivia, it's worth a tweet even.
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Well, some people have pretty niche Twitter feeds. So anyway, this is niche chat. So Lewis, you had some stuff on Trump. What did Trump say this week?
Oh, okay. I love this. I love this because this is probably like, no matter how much of a fan you are of the guy, which lots of people are fans, this would have to be one of the most unequivocally stupid things that the man has ever said in his life. And I think no matter what your politics are, you can agree that this is the dumbest thing he's ever said. And that's
Really?
fine. Yeah.
Because he said some debatable things even in the last month.
Dude, this isn't even a political thing. It's not even like, oh, here's my idea for like the border or whatever. This is just, a
shooting
man in a press conference saying the dumbest thing I've ever heard him say. He is holding a press conference about coronavirus, and he's talking in front of all the press, and you can tell he's kind of just vibing, making it up as he goes along. And he's talking about what kills the virus. And he's like, oh, so we know that UV light kills the virus. So maybe there's some way to get the UV light inside the body. Now that's kind of dumb, right? But that's not the dumbest thing you could say.
Because doesn't your body absorb
it comes up later.
UV light anyway? Or like...
Yeah, he talks about UV light.
Yeah, but
you can't get light in your body.
Yeah, but you could put a camera in there. That kind of makes sense, right? That's kind of dumb, but there's some logic to it. Then he goes, and also disinfectant kills the virus really fast. Maybe, and then he turns to his doctor, maybe there's some way to like inject disinfectant
What?
into the body. He literally,
You mean like a vaccine? Shooting up
fucking
hand sanitizer.
Medical doctors.
It's great.
I'm going to ask Bill a question that probably some of you are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find to be very interesting. So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin
This
or...
is him justifying it. Play this after.
It comes up later. I'm pretty sure it comes up later.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this is...
He talks about UV light
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds
Medical
doctors. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills in 1 minute.
Did he say? Did he just say you're gonna have to use medical doctors as opposed to like unmedical doctors?
That is so funny. That's the dumb... Like, I feel like that's going to be some of the most human you've ever seen Trump is just like that's really like some bar talk shit of
Dude,
this
yeah,
guy
that's like-
just going,
that's like-
yeah, so what do you think about this? And then an actual guy goes, well, actually, I'm a doctor, and that would fucking kill you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I should have
That
said
is
nothing.
like honestly, like the level of intelligence that goes on this podcast frequently during the thought segment is like someone will go, oh, like Disinfectant kills it. And then one of us will go, yeah, what about if we like just shoot up Deadeye? And then we all laugh and then go, oh, that would be stupid. And then people in the comments fucking get angry at us for even suggesting it. And then we all move on. That's pretty much the tone of the show. But he's just done that in front of the world.
That's fine because we have a comedy podcast and we're comedians, but he's the fucking president of America talking about that. So good.
Why is he even like? I get, you know what? It kind of shows that he look. He cares that look. He didn't care at first about this whole thing, but it shows that he's at least thinking about it now, which is a step up. Like
He's trying.
it means he's like taking his shit and being like, man, like what about if we could just fix this? You know?
Yeah.
Because that's a drastic change to what he was like a couple months ago, where he was just literally going, "Oh, it's not a big deal."
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like it's a guy having no idea how to fix something, but he recognizes it's a big problem, so they're doing their best. It's like if a toddler smashes an important vase, and before mum gets home, instead of just leaving it there for an expert, they just duct tape it all together and they go, "I fixed it."
Yeah. So why is he even commenting on that? Like he doesn't have to give a solution. It's not his job as the president.
I think that's the best thing. It's like no one expects him to fix it or his opinion. All he has to do is go, I'm giving money to the people who can do this and I trust them. That's all he has to do. But instead he's like, why don't we try inhaling bleach? Has anyone thought of that? Maybe we could inhale bleach.
Just got to pause for a sec. My
Yeah.
camera died.
All right, we're back. I think what's the best part about this though, my favorite is like that he's just freewheeling and he says something dumb, which is fine. We all say dumb stuff, and
I'm the CEO, man, of saying dumb shit without any research. You know.
Everyone does it, especially someone who's on camera as much as that man. So all he kind of had to do was, I was just spitballing and I said the wrong thing. Oops. That's all. But what people did was all these people started, as they do, they started justifying what he meant and what he said. Oh, well, he probably meant this and this is what he was saying and that's why he said this.
I think it's obvious to see what he meant. He was just being like I would say almost, that's how fucking stupid I am. I would say the same thing, but I wouldn't mean actually pump Deadeye into someone. I'd mean extract the bit of the hand sanitizer that does the germ killing.
Yeah.
But that's
without
probably poisonous.
Killing humans.
Yeah, is that poisonous?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, because anything
that's
that
why
kills...
it kills the germs.
Yeah. So anyway, people start justifying it and trying to twist it around to make it a smart thing that they agree with. And then the next day, Trump comes out and says that he was being sarcastic.
Oh, fuck.
So all of these people that tried to twist it into this thing that actually made sense, like what you were saying, Luke, just look even more dumb because he can't even admit that he said a dumb thing. He instead goes, that's so fucking stupid that it was a joke.
But like it's so obvious. The one thing that is obvious is how genuine and sincere he was being. Like it's not sarcastic at all. And he wasn't like he's not good at humor. Like whenever he tries it, he's really bad.
I think he's funny. He's good at. Okay, he's not so much good at telling a joke, but fuck. He can bully someone in a funny way.
Yeah, right, but his delivery is not like... I don't think he could do sarcasm properly, even if he tried.
Yeah, I've never seen that from him, hey?
I don't think maybe that is him being sarcastic because no one's ever seen him do it. But that, dude, that's the thing. If that was being sarcastic, that's how he is all the time. That means that makes me doubt 50% of the other shit that he says as well.
I just think it's so good. Oh, joke's on you guys. I was just pretending to be an idiot. It's like, yeah, all right. Well,
that's like such a good cop out. I'm going to start using that on this show. Whenever I say something fucking stupid next, I'm like, oh, guys, I was just sarcasm.
All right, so we wanted to get to a little update with the burrito investigation. We're going to properly return to it on Thursday. So what we want from you guys is we want your videos of you throwing burritos and testing our hypotheses. Was it last episode we talked about this?
No, it was last week. Last Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Discuss. So if you haven't heard, go listen to the episode titled The Great Burrito Investigation. We really did a deep dive that episode. Essentially, one of our listeners, Will, has had a burrito thrown into his backyard, and we're trying to, I guess, narrow down suspects of neighbors. People think it could have been a passerby, but Will suggests that there's no entry over the fence for a burrito. So we're trying to work out if you could throw the burrito over a whole house. So that's why we need you guys to go out and test how far you can throw a burrito. Also take one bite out of it for that's what people were stressing over the email, saying Will's burrito had one bite taken out of it.
That's important. That affects the
aerodynamics. Weight and trajectory, and I guess weight floats as well through the air, because it might get a spin to it if it's slightly uneven.
Yeah, so we've been getting emails of your videos and everything, so we're just going to give it one more day. We're going to return to it on Thursday. So send it into lukeandlewis5@gmail.com. I did get one email that I'd like to read out. I'm not happy about this one. This one's entitled Burrito Test Failure from Lachlan. G'day, guys. I went and bought a Guzman and Gomez Cali burrito with mild chicken filling, large chips, and a large Coke with the intention of throwing the burrito to help aid your investigation.
Appreciate that, Lachlan.
I then realized that I'm not wasting my $16.50 and just ate it instead. Sorry.
Fuck.
Lucky, very disappointed in you here. I look, I'm not angry. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. It's like, and I think that's pretty selfish. I think it really shows where Lachlan stands with the show. I think that's a massive swipe at Will. Shows that he doesn't actually give a shit about getting to the bottom of this investigation.
Yeah.
And you know what else? We got another one, I think it was on Instagram, of someone buying the burrito, throwing it, and then trying to invoice us for the burrito. Some guy was
I don't mind the confidence there.
Some guy was like, "You owe us now." He goes, "You're welcome. Here's how far it went." And he didn't even say. He goes, "I reckon it went about 20 meters. Anyway, you guys owe me $9.50." And I was like, "Dude, you didn't even pay. Like you maximum. Like he paced it out. He didn't even measure it properly. So it's like we're not going to invoice. Like, don't send us invoices, okay? It's just like.
How about this? The best video will cover the cost of your burrito. Not all of them. The best one.
Yeah, or no, the one with the most accurate data.
Yeah, the best video.
Yeah, but okay, good. Because I know I'm just worried that someone's gonna buy like 20 burritos, throw them all, and then send us an invoice. But we cannot deny that it was the best video, so we owe them $200. You know.
Okay,
we will cover one burrito maximum.
Jeez, we are such a fucking pub show. Like, we used to be on radio trying to get our bosses to buy shit. Now we're like, we'll maximum cover one burrito.
Well, hey guys, if you want to see us soar and pay for 20 burritos, Patreon's the way to do it. You know how it is.
The Patreon's been popping off lately.
Very, very good. It's
damn.
Really great to see. Thank you very much to everyone who's joining the community, jumping in the Discord. It's really, really good.
There was genuinely like a moment of the show where after we lost Nobby, we were unsure of like, if Patreon didn't go up, we were like, oh, this show is we're unsure of the future. There was a little bit of uncertainty for a bit there, but now thank you to all the people on Patreon. This show is looking like it will continue running smoothly.
Huge announcement for all of the listeners of the show. We are officially slightly in the green. Incredible.
It's for one of the first times ever. We just got in the green right before, because I think people forgot that we spent like well over 10 grand on our set at the start. It took us almost half a year, probably more, to pay that off.
Yeah, just to get to $0. It took us a whole year. Talking about making money, we're trying to get to zero. That was the goal for a long time. But yeah, we're slightly in the green now, and that's because of you guys, and we really appreciate you stepping up, supporting the show. And you get 2 extra episodes every single month doing that as well. And we try and theme them around things. So we covered movies, did our favorite movies and TV series
also
last
it's
episode.
a secret podcast,
And,
so
I
shut
forgot.
the fuck
Sorry.
up.
My bad. I shouldn't have
So
told
it's
you
top
anything.
secret.
Yeah.
All right. But if you want to go, look, there is a way to listen to
Hang
it.
on,
But
let me
I'm
just do the Men in Black mind wipe. Forgotten.
We're up to 315 patrons now, which is
That's
very cool to
awesome.
see.
Very good.
And the next goal, just checking. Why can't I see it?
Oh,
the
that's
next.
right. We need to talk about the goals. We've passed a few goals. We need to start delivering on these.
Yeah, the next goal is my World Gym fitness plan. Once we get to $2,500 a month, Luke will make a World Gym fitness plan, an 80s themed instructional video. Find out how to correctly manage an alcohol problem while maintaining the perfect dad bod. That's disappointing. Lewis definitely wrote that one.
I did write that one. That's correct. What's the goal after that?
Your gym workout plan, which by the way is redundant now.
Yeah.
Maybe we get Keelan to do the KFC meal plan instead, because I feel like
might
if you
have to
get,
swap them, yeah.
or unless you do like a home gym workout plan.
I don't have
At the
any
moment.
equipment. Well, you know what? Let's swap the Keelan and my one, right?
Because
So
Keelan's
read
one,
the Keelan's one.
was the $3,000 per month one, which we're a while away from yet. But it was Keelan will make a KFC diet plan and futuristic themed instructional video. Find out what it's like eating KFC in the year 3000.
So I mean, just theorizing on that goal's a bit way off. So if you want to join up, that's the only way you're going to get it. I'm seeing a lot of tinfoil, neon lights.
I would like to see
futuristic
some
sci-fi music.
Yeah, I reckon like he would probably incorporate some kind of Big Brother techno music in there.
Yeah.
But maybe like a trap remix, because that's what Big Brother
Yeah.
may be in the year 3000.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although by then it might be very progressive and it might be called, big gender fluid sibling or something like that.
Or what if it's
That's
big
good.
friend? Big
Yeah,
friend.
big friend
Yeah.
would be also appropriate. But the ones that we have done is a Keelan and Ruben cam for an entire episode we have reached. That was at the $2,000, and we are just past that now. So we will do
I'm
an
actually,
entire episode.
Yeah, happy to announce that this episode is that episode for patron people. If you want to see it. The whole
really?
episode- yeah, this.
Can't do that.
Yes, we can.
How many
We
times
can.
have you picked
Just
your
did
nose,
it.
Keelan?
The boys had no idea. So this episode, if you join on Patreon, there'll be a version of it that is only Keelan and Ruben cam. No us.
I haven't even filmed myself properly though. I'm just filming on the webcam on Zoom.
Oh, that's perfect then. So if you want to watch Keelan in like 240p quality, just like, sit there and with the sniffles, that's pretty much what it is.
Ruben's going to be
Yeah.
in 4K and I'm going to be in 280p.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Are you
exactly
happy with
how
that,
I
Ruben?
imagined it.
Let's do it.
Have you been yawning a lot, Ruben? Because sometimes you yawn a lot during our show.
I did have a couple of yawns. I also had to. Sometimes I'll just turn the mic off so I can cough or sneeze or something. So
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that's a good idea. I don't do that. I just cough. That's a great idea.
Sometimes Lewis used to sneeze on the radio, like into the microphone, and then
Yep.
spend the next 3 minutes on air celebrating it. So that's very polite of you, Ruben.
I think we can all agree that we were on radio for 2 years before I did my first on-air sneeze. That's worthy of a celebration.
Yeah, and the other goal we did hit, which we can't do it at the moment, was we were going to go on a celeb stakeout with the celeb spot king, Daniel Tocknell. But we're going to film a video on the day at the airport to see how it's done. The original plan was to go try and meet My Chemical Romance at the airport when they were coming here for Download
We
Festival.
had it all lined up. Daniel's keen.
Yeah, but since then, obviously, the restrictions got brought in. We didn't think it was going to be safe to be hanging out at the airport for an entire day when there was a world pandemic going on. So we decided against that one. And also, my chem never ended up coming to Australia either.
Yeah, so we will do that, but that's been postponed. But the fitness workout guides, they're definitely coming. They're on the way. So, Luke,
Yeah.
how are you feeling for yours?
I'm
You
going to have
ready?
to try and acquire some Lycra for the 80s
Yeah.
theme, but I'll do my best. I used to have like a bike. I'll see what I can do. There's videos
Okay.
on my channel of me wearing aerobics Lycra, and I think I'm
Yeah.
going to have to refine where that is.
Bust it out.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, well, that's coming soon on Patreon, guys. Thank you very much for your support.
Yes. You know what I want to talk about? I think it's really funny now, especially because a lot of free-to-air TV shows aren't making reality TV anymore. Like The Bachelor's been postponed, and like filming of all these shows now is not going ahead, which is many people would be rejoicing that there may be one less season of this shit that goes to air. But
Me, mainly.
yeah, and also a significant portion of the population, I think.
Yeah.
But there's a few people like me who have been craving the need to watch complete strangers try and fuck each other on camera. And
Yeah.
Netflix have been filling that void of late. They have entered their reality TV game in such a strong way. They've got two shows. They've got Too Hot to Handle as like the trending show at the moment. I think it's number one in Australia on Netflix. Like out of all the content that people like they fund themselves, like there was a Chris Hemsworth movie called Extraction. Looks really cool. There was like all these great blockbuster films that are being put out on Netflix, and the number one show currently in the country is the concept of the show is it's like a bunch of really hot people on an island or in a villa, and there's like a kitty prize at the end, I think of $100,000. But whenever I think it's called like a kitty, like they call it like a kitty.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to Epstein's Island.
No, that would be a different show. That would be also probably called. No, actually, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Let's move on.
Go on then, we'll bleep it.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say that would also be called Too Hot to Handle, but that's fucking disgusting.
Oh, that's good.
No, it's not. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so the concept of the show is there's like a bunch of hot people. There's a prize at the end. Then they lose money. Like the prize pool goes down every time they kiss or do some kind of sexual thing. So like if they kiss, they collectively the winner at the end loses like $1,000. So like there's a bunch
How
of
long
drama.
Are they there for?
I don't know. I haven't started. Like I've only like watched bits and pieces yet because I want to do a video on it. But it seems like one of the best concepts for a trash reality TV show in a long time. Like you get a bunch of horny people in a room. Apparently in the first episode, they all discussed the possibility of an orgy within 6 hours of knowing each other.
Well, wouldn't that ruin the whole season? Because they can't include that.
No, but apparently they didn't know that was going to be it. Like it was a twist day one on show. I think they thought it was going to be like Love Island. The contestants didn't know, and then they all get in there, and then they're just told, like, oh, by the way, you're not allowed to kiss each other or fuck.
That's smart because Love Island is all about hooking up.
Yes.
So they would be going in being like, I'm going to be hot and I'm going to hook up with hot people. This is going to be great. And then they're told they're not allowed to do that. That's genius.
It's unbelievable. And there's also one kind of a bit more like Married at First Sight called Love is Blind. Have you heard about this one?
I've heard about it.
I watched the whole season. The first episode's actually pretty interesting. So it's like there's a guys section and then a girls section, and they speed date in these pods, but they can only hear each other. They can't see each other.
Yeah.
And eventually they got like notepads. So they're like, oh, I like Jessica. You know, she's from Chicago. She goes for the Cubs. And, so they write down little things that they know about each people. And eventually they kind of all couple up and they end up proposing to each other without ever seeing each other.
Fuck.
But it's like, I thought it was like Married at First Sight where it's like not a real wedding. It's
America does it for real.
Dude,
Australia doesn't fuck around. Like The Bachelor with
it's
America, they really get married.
It's a for real wedding. It's legally binding. It's not like a Vegas wedding. It's fucked up.
Dude, America doesn't fuck around with that shit. Like even the most vacuous people in Australia are still going, yeah, but I'm not actually going to get married.
Yeah,
in America, they're like, fucking oath I am.
It's fucking bizarre watching these shitty shows. Like the people on them it's like a cry for help, man. Like there was this, like if you're going on the show, there was this 34-year-old woman who called Jess who went on the show, and man, she was like really attractive, and I was like, what? If you're 34 and are going on this show, like you're a fucking degenerate waste of oxygen. Like how have you gone?
Oh yeah, there's something like you are the issue. Right.
Yes.
If you're single at 34, that's fine, right? But if you're single at 34 and going on a dating show, you're the problem.
Yeah.
in
So
all
what
your
happened
relationships.
was the whole way through the show, she's a complete nightmare. Like
Yeah.
she's really bad, and she's a complete alcoholic throughout. When I'm sitting there watching you get drunk, you know you got a fucking problem, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ.
Luke
like,
was watching the show, think he was back at one of those meetings he goes to.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Jess from yeah, of course. I was like, it's good to see how she's going. You know, has it not
Yeah.
improved, dude? So they do the whole show, whatever. Some of them,
Yeah.
it's brutal. Like some of them are when they literally get up to the stage where they're like on the altar and they're like, do you like take whatever is your wife? And some go, I don't, in front of their whole family and friends, dude. All their family and friends are there, and then some of them just go, I don't want to marry you on the altar. And then this like
that's the first time they see each other.
No. They've known each other for about a month, and they've seen each other for about 25 days, I think, at this point.
Oh fuck! Because imagine because that would be the only reason would be you're ugly. No thanks.
But heaps of them like loved each other in the pods, and were like, oh my God, you're the love of my life. And then saw the person and were like, oh, I can't fuck you.
Brutal. That sucks.
So there's this girl that's like a full alcoholic the whole time, and she tries to hit on someone else's partner. She realized she's coupled up with the wrong guy. She actually loved this other guy. So then the show finishes. Then the last episode is a 1 year on reunion special. Right? So this show's filmed a year ago. They're gone, where are you now? Are you currently single? Are you in a relationship? This girl has watched it back, who's been like an alcoholic this whole time. And she's had like, it's so evident that she's gone on this journey of self-discovery. And she essentially admits that she was a waste of space and that she needed to get her life together. She's like, watching that back was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And she's like changed her whole life around. That's like
awesome.
Oh, it was fucking so sad to watch this girl have a crisis, and then in the final episode, like, admit that it was like awful. It was really fucking brutal. Like, anyone who's seen it, I think you just need to go watch it if you want to go into this further.
I love reality TV now. That sounds great.
The pacing's a bit slow though throughout this one. That it got a bit boring in the middle.
Free-to-air must be shitting their pants if streaming services are doing reality TV this well. Like that for a long time, like the last 4 years, that was the only thing that free-to-air had was sport and
live
reality
sport
TV.
And reality TV were the only thing keeping them going. Now I reckon YouTube might start doing soccer soon. I reckon. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like you could start streaming live sport on YouTube or some. Obviously, it's happening on other live websites, but for free, I reckon live sport will be streaming on YouTube. I reckon YouTube might start funding YouTuber reality TV soon.
I think they have.
They've tried bits and pieces,
things.
like where they've put a bunch of people in a house. I mean, lots of vlog channels already do that. Like Team 10 back in the day or whatever was essentially reality TV.
There's a TikTok house now.
It's called the Hype House, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's a few.
I think so.
But I thought it already fell apart. I don't really follow all that drama.
No,
but
I think it's still, the Hype House is still going. I haven't looked into it, but I feel like if it was not going,
I don't get how these TikTok people are rich.
I think they just do brand deals. I think that you make a lot of money on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Because like they don't monetize it really ever on TikTok. Like I very rarely see product placement, like paid stuff on TikTok.
Well, I think that it would be similar to like the Logan Paul thing. Like he would have to be one of the most rich people on YouTube, but he started on Vine, which was free. They're just going to flip it into money. Like
I've heard him talk about Vine, saying they used to do like ads for Coca-Cola and stuff on Vine.
They do lots of TikTokers do ads now. it's becoming.
But
more
how do
and
the
more.
dancing ones do it? Because what do they promote? Like clothing and stuff? They just dance in the clothing?
I've seen
or-
that. I've seen like
Is it just
girls
product
on
placement?
TikTok.
Yeah.
They like do this thing where they jump in like 6 different outfits, and it's like a cool video where they change, and then it's like I got all of these from fucking Boohoo or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Okay, well, because I was going to say, like, these people... I don't know, like, for how many followers they have, I really hope they're monetizing it enough. Like, it's like they've
hope
got
so.
30 million followers. You should be a millionaire with that much reach. But they're probably not. Like, I feel like these people aren't monetizing it to its full capacity because it's such a new thing.
It is a shame with that whenever they're like at the forefront of a new thing, whoever's blows up first,
They don't really
kinda
get to-
paves the way for all of the other people. They get fucked because no one recognizes their worth, and then they're old news
Yeah,
by the
it's,
time the money comes around.
but it's so weird. Like, some of them have been hanging out with, like David Dobrik and stuff. So they're definitely, like, connecting with YouTubers and stuff. Did you see David Dobrik's most recent vlog? He hadn't uploaded in a month. And then he like did one where he, it was so funny. I felt so bad for Logan Paul, man. They're the only two vloggers that I subscribe to is Logan and David. And cause
Straight out, I'm around Logan's vlogs. I watch it.
yeah,
I
Logan's
like it.
sick. And so is David's really funny as well. And, Logan uploaded a video called Surprising My Assistant with a Dream Car. And then 1 hour later, David uploaded a video where he gave out like 6 cars, 50 PlayStations. He gave away like, I reckon like $500,000 worth of shit.
Crazy.
Like easily, like probably more than $500,000. And I just felt I've never felt bad for Logan Paul. I could tell Logan Paul was like, this is going to be a fucking big hit. I'm giving my assistant a car.
Yeah.
And then within an hour just gets topped. I felt so bad for the dude. I was like, man, he just can't fucking take a win, can he?
Well, I guess that's what happens when you take someone else's format. The guy who invented it is probably going to be doing it better.
Yeah, but it was crazy. I don't know how obviously they get getting brand deals, but who the fuck is, I think he said EA gave him like $500,000 to give away shit to people.
Yeah.
Man, he's worth that. Like that kind of sponsored content. I mean, we're talking about
Is that
it. You
worth
think
it
about
for
all of the
16
other-
million views?
Yeah, absolutely. 16 million. Like the Super Bowl gets 100 million, and these companies are paying millions of dollars to
True.
get on there. $500,000 for 16 million is very cheap.
Yeah, true. That is true. Are we up to 50 minutes or an hour?
45, I think.
Yeah, just 45. There's some new breaking news of Australia just about coronavirus, if I can talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw they were doing press conferences. What are they talking about?
Western Australia from tomorrow are relaxing social restrictions up to 10 people
Yeah.
outside of work, so gatherings. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Cool.
And then Queensland is from next Saturday. Restrictions will be, what is it? Restrictions will be relaxed.
Yeah, I
for-
read the Queensland one because currently Queensland
for
is. Oh yeah, keep going.
Yeah, you can go for a drive, go to picnics, go like for a surf and stuff. So,
Okay.
Of
and
course,
that-
Queensland includes surfing as a top priority. Like ASAP, they're like, but when can we surf again? You know, it doesn't matter about anything else. When can we fucking drink on the beach once more?
But the difference in Queensland is the social restrictions will stay the same. So it's max
Right.
of 2 people or whatever the rules
Man,
are.
the Perth one makes sense. They had like their last 2 cases were cases that they already suspected would get it because they were in contact. So they kind of knew about it already, and there haven't been any more because no one goes to Perth.
Yeah, isn't it like isn't it one of the most isolated cities in the world, or the most isolated city in the world?
It'd be up there for sure.
Like, if everyone, obviously it's huge. There's people, obviously people
I mean,
live around
Northern
it, but-
Territory might have something to say. Darwin, that'd be
Nah.
more isolated.
No, they're closer to like another
Really?
city. Dude, the closest city to Perth is Adelaide, and it's like a 3-hour flight.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
It's definitely the most isolated city in Australia.
Perth is
Well,
the
that's
most
really
isolated
interesting.
city in the world.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's definitely like a pain in the ass to get to. Well, that's crazy. Apparently, I read that New South Wales were going back to school for 1 day a week on May 11th.
That is so dumb. New South Wales has it the worst. I don't know. Why they're
Maybe it
doing
was
that.
one school. I don't know if it was all schools or
schools,
yeah.
who knows. But it seems like, do you reckon we'll have the spike as soon as we relax everything?
They think so. So basically, we can go back to normal not because we're beating the virus, but because the hospitals are ready. That's when you go back to normal for the second wave. So it's either you lock everything down until you get a vaccine, which I mean could be next week, it could be years, who knows?
I think it's still a year
Or
away,
you
at
get.
least.
Yeah, it'd be because they're going to do human trials and see how it works. But
They started human trials on Friday.
What do you mean, man? They're just going to punch people up with disinfectant, and they're going to fucking blast them with UV on their insides. How would that even
mate.
work? I still want to know what the fuck you meant by that. How do you get light inside someone?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like you
'Cause
inject
even if
light.
even if you've got a tiny torch in there, what are you going to do? Shine it around like everywhere?
It doesn't even fucking make sense. Like you just go up to the sun and open your mouth like,
That should get it. Yeah, well, that's interesting. I think that Victoria will probably be last.
So we might be able to start doing the show again soon together.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
In the next month,
which would
maybe.
be good.
It looks like May
yeah.
11th they're going to relax social restrictions here, is what all the estimations
Well, that's a couple
are.
of weeks away.
Legally, we
Okay.
could still do the show together at the moment, can't we? 'Cause it's-
I don't know.
It's not
Again,
essential work, right?
But
You
they haven't
could, like-
defined- I don't,
No,
I think they couldn't
as-
get us on it. Like, I mean,
According to
obviously
Scott
we're not gonna do it,
Morrison, essential work, an essential job is a job that you have. That is a direct quote.
But then Daniel Andrews has been like, this is why obviously there was a comment that when we're talking about the confusion of these laws, there was a guy that got so angry in the sound off section saying like, you guys are fucking idiots. There shouldn't be any confusion. The reason why there's confusion is because Daniel Andrews, the Victorian, is he that? What is he, like the MP?
Victorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Premier? Yeah. He's made different restrictions to ScoMo.
Yeah.
That's why there's some confusion state by state because the laws are different.
I asked my
I think-
sister the other day
Yeah.
because she knows about this stuff, and what she said was because we can do it from home, we shouldn't do it in person, and that's why we would all get in trouble if we did do it in person.
That's what I think. I think
Yeah,
that
we
even
could
if it
do it,
wasn't
yeah.
the law.
And also, like,
We should.
if I got pulled over on the way there, you're not supposed to be, like, that far away from your house, right? Like, I live...
Unless you're doing an essential activity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
like-
you can obviously still travel to work.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but I don't know. I feel like because I'm not going to a workplace, like, I'd be going to your house to do my essential job. It's such a grey area. Like, this is not a job. You can't fucking watch a whole episode of this and be like, these two guys are working fucking hard here.
This is essential as fuck.
It'd be really hard to justify in a courtroom and they show
Yeah.
clips of us fucking talking about, just trash. Like, oh man, we need to tell the world about these new Netflix shows.
I think what we're basically going to do is just, if we can do it at home, we should, because that's safe until the rules change. Is
Yeah.
basically, or not the rules, the recommendations, I suppose. But we'll see. Australia seems to be coping pretty well with it. We're doing all right. We're not New York, so we'll see what happens. Could be next month, could be a few months from now. We'll be back in the studio, but we'll see.
Yep.
Cool. Are we ended it there?
Yep.
I think so.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you sound off just purely for engagement purposes. So just write
Yep.
sounding off for engagement, driving, and make sure you smash like, share it
So
to a
what
friend.
does this sign that Ruben's
So
holding
just
up
show it
say?
to the Patreon
It's,
people. there.
I don't. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
I've
you.
been-
You don't need to. You don't
Been
need to
seeing you hold up signs, and I thought you were giving us like timestamp warnings. I thought you'd written like 50 minutes on like a piece
Well,
of
don't
paper.
read the sign. That's only for Patreon supporters. For the full episode, that won't be shown.
Yeah.
that's
Can
for
you
the
censor
face
that out,
cam
Keelan? You want
episode.
to try and censor that one out for me?
No,
I'll
send
send it out
even
for the whole
be in there.
Patreon episode.
You know, he can just blur the fuck out of your whole screen, Ruben. All right. Thank you all very much for listening. We will see you on Thursday.
Yeah, join the Patreon. We got a Discord community going. It is popping at the moment, and
Oh.
you get 2 extra bonus episodes
And-
every month. But shut the fuck up, because you're not supposed to know that.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Tonight we're watching Paddington 2 as well. It's Patreon
Oh,
movie
that's
night.
right. Yeah, on Patreon. Patreon movie night, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Is it senior sounders and above?
Sorry,
Or is
guys.
it... So-
What movie are we watching?
Paddington
yes,
2.
Paddington
Yeah,
2.
you've
Guys,
got the movie poster. No one's impressed. You're a child.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one.
Hang on. We might have to cut this out, but is it Secret Sounders or no? What is it? Senior
It's
and above?
seniors.
Seniors only?
Seniors and above.
Seniors and above.
Yeah. We'll see you there on Patreon. Join the Discord. It's movie night.
Cool.
Yeehaw. See you later.